Saliente poznan i meru es meru ni ancestra la jedes tu la jeste la fu escani istela ma tu honzuku laikon este ma laikon este is famo serán caer inuhe himeya antalaku haku hamke dunavi escalabu so estelaku niatu osihei hankenika amatu kantahe sinonika sira Saliente poznan i meru es meru ni ancestra la jedes tu la jeste la fu escani istela ma tu honzuku laikon este ma laikon este is famo
Conry! Hi Shellchip! Hi Lord Career! Hope you guys are doing well! Wow! I made it. I made it. Not even that long. I was kind of scared I'd end up being like, hi Kenji Conry! I was kind of scared I would end up taking like 15 minutes because I just barely set up the stream and and made the teas. I made it. And then I needed to shower because you guessed it! I took too long writing the fanfic. But I finished the next chapter, at least the first draft. I'm gonna be tweaking stuff. I was considering doing that on stream, but I want to do that. I don't want to wait that long. I wanna have it ready for beta reading by the weekend. So maybe sometime next week, maybe I can publish a chapter. Man, at least my readers are being fed well. No way! Am I right? We'll see. If I do another fanfiction writing stream on Saturday, I'll probably do the snippet stuff because I've been pushing it off. But like I have so many notes already for the next chapter, but I kind of want to like, I don't know, maybe take a break and digest things, especially after the next chapter that I just finished, chapter 6, because I finally, with chapter 6, I am finally catching up to where I stopped in the previous version. So that's like an important milestone. And chapter 7 would then be like completely fresh. I mean, chapter 6 is already fresh because I changed a lot of things that I didn't like about my characterizations in the past, and thought like after thinking for a bit, thinking like that does make sense. Has more ideas in 1 week than everyone here. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I barely have ideas. Like I barely have even ideas for YouTube shorts. Honestly, I need to take my art laptop and sit down and draw and listen to my VODs, but at the moment I just don't feel like it. I'd rather be writing or singing. But I need to make shorts because I'm running out of them. But yeah, I have like 800 words of just notes and ideas, dialogue that I cut from this chapter for the sake of the next chapter. See, there's some like, I thought about like doing this thing where they do go to the sushi place, the characters, as they did in canon. And then I thought I could use that for some character bonding and character exposition question mark. And some things that I didn't show in chapter Gonbanwa. Conry hangs, hope you're doing well. And I thought maybe also some things that I cut from this chapter. See, in the original version, I did the Roppongi part from Hinata's perspective. But in this case, I decided to stick with Kugisaki, with Nobara. Because, I don't know. I know she's gonna cut something. Not your salary, don't worry, your salary is not being cut. You're just being cuddled. Hope Merlin comes back. I put him today when he was cuddling. Thank you for the following special week. Earlier when I was cuddling him because he was screaming, I wanted to keep writing because I can't write when I'm holding him. So I put him at the back of my chair. And he actually stayed there, and later when I came back and was setting up the stream, he actually joined me on the chair. And then that was really sweet. However, I had to leave for the sake of the shower. Yeah. And anyway, I wanted to do the exposition about Hinata's part in the Roppongi arc, question mark? You call it an arc? It's not even an arc. And the Roppongi curse exorcism thingy. I was thinking of doing it through Gojo's POV narration of a flashback. Like, not spend too much time on it. Just maybe put Gojo's input, like make it Gojo's POV. The problem with that, there's however one tiny little problem with that. I just mostly have the kids bantering and I'm not sure I could go to justice on that, so maybe I should, like, digest this. Yes, Arthur! Come here, Moira! Arthur, where are you? Arthur! Let me catch him. Arthur! Arthur! I caught a big fat cat. It's Merlin. Arthur has escaped under the table, but I have caught this Fluffy. He's in my arms like a plushie. So what he likes is to scream at me. Merlin likes to scream at me. Then I pick him up, sit him down in my lap, and then he watches YouTube with me because I can't do anything else while I'm holding him in my arms. I think the baby is jealous. Wow! He's not coming out of the living room. Well, can't be helped. But yeah, guys, let's see what today's, oh yeah, I have more things to yap about. Like, some stuff about, fandom and stuff. I recently stumbled upon this video about, the mangaka of, whatever's the name, like, Do Your Best, Nakamura-kun or something? Tomatora Brazil Country, or something like this. Rom-com BL that's currently running. Wow! And apparently that mangaka was bullied off Twitter. And they sounded very depressed in their reply. And I forgot what I wanted to say. I had a thing I wanted to say about this. I was thinking about it the entire time I was jogging. And it sounded very smart, but... But no, I don't remember what I wanted to say. What was it? Well, honestly, it's like... It's kind of mind-boggling how people, like... Fandom, yes. Because apparently during COVID, lots of new people joined fandoms and they don't really understand how fandoms work. Like, you can't ship this ship! Because it's not canon. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Fanfiction! Canon who? Smiling was washed away in the shower, yes. In distress. Like, honestly, it's like... nothing of that stuff sounds problematic. Oh, yeah, right, remember. The reason why they wanted to... They wanted to change, they wanted to remove a character from the show, which is a teacher, and apparently one of the students has a crush on the teacher, but the crush is not being reciprocated? Reciprocated. Returned! The feelings are not being returned, it's one-sided. Ooh, 1 year and 8 months, nice. Hi Lyria, Conry, hi Shane! And honestly, that also made me think. Reciprocated. Thank you, Shell. Reciprocated. Oh yeah, Arthur. So, makes me think of Cardcaptor Sakura. Sakura also had a crush, well, not on the teacher, but like on the college. What was Sakura's older brother? Was he a high school student or a college student? Something like that. And like, it was also not reciprocated. He doesn't want to be unleashed. Oh my god, he's too comfy. And nobody screamed anything. I think college or close to college. Yeah, like late high school. And honestly, I'm gonna say something that, like, students having crushes on their teachers is a thing that exists. The question is, like, does the teacher reciprocate it or not? If they don't, then isn't that fine? And what's more, the funny thing is, like, the teacher who does not reciprocate is the character that's getting punished. Huh? Huh? So it's just like, what, getting punished for existing? How is it his fault?
It's my life. Is now or never.
But also, like, funny thing. EKB, this was really funny because EKB during, when was it, 2018, released a song called Teacher Teacher. It was when they were trying to be more family friendly. My day is going well. Thank you, day is going well too. Hopefully. Right. And I was very surprised they released that song because it kind of seemed, lyric-wise, it seemed very close to very old AKB48 singles, which dealt with some controversial topics, which clearly Akimoto Yasushi wants to write shit that's a commentary on society and societal issues. Just like, and make idols sing it. he needs that creative outlet. But Teacher Teacher had exactly that kind of plot. The protagonist of the song in Teacher Teacher is a student, a girl, who is obsessively in love with her teacher and pretty much stalking the guy to the point where you listen to the lyrics and think, oh yeah, the teacher is probably this close to getting a restraining order on this girl. And yeah, it's very obvious it's not being reciprocated. I don't know why I remember this word wrong. Merlin, you gonna leave? No, he doesn't. Merlin, no. You gonna leave? Yes, he's gonna leave. Yes. Alright, I can play. But yeah. I feel like also portraying like comments on real life occurrences, situations, there's also nuance to that. Like, is it portrayed as a good thing? Is it portrayed as a bad thing? Is it trying to ask you, the reader, questions? And I feel like this is something you should feel free to consider. Because painting everything with a white brush is kind of not doing justice to what you're reading. But honestly, also people going as far as thinking that it's not a new thing. People thinking they can bully authors into writing whatever the fuck they want, rather than what the author's creative vision is not a new thing. So the story goes that Frank Herbert, before the internet, at a fan meet, a fan had of Dune. Frank Herbert, so that you guys, in case you guys don't know, Frank Herbert is the author of the Dune series, the Dune saga. Way back in the day, before the internet, before the internet fandoms, at a fan meeting, a fan demanded from Frank Herbert that he adjusts the story to how the fan sees it should be. Shit's not new! We've been known! We knew this all along! Shit's not new. It's always was like that. But the only thing I have to say to people who demand that shit, here's AO3, here's your keyboard. If you don't like something, write your fanfic about the story and post it. Let your creative juices flow. But don't harass the author. If you don't like the way the story goes, just drop it. Oh my fucking god, nobody's forcing you to read it. Like what? Where are you chained? Are you chained to the motherfucking chair with this, with your eyes glued open? With your eyes glued open and you're being forced to watch it? No! Yes, Arthur. Do you also want to be cuddled? Or do you just want attention? I even brought you grass today. I bought kitty grass. Hi, June. Yeah, and it's like Thor needs to speak his mind. He's speaking his mind a lot. He's a very yappy cat. I was forced to read a few books in school, not Dune, unfortunately. I know, right? Yeah, but that's like school. It's like part of the education. You are confronted with different writing styles, different genres, different epochs of writing, and like even if I don't find all of them interesting, or they're not all to my taste, I do find it interesting the aspect of what kind of topics occupied people's minds during one era or the other. What was in fashion? For example, I don't really like the book Perfume. We had to read that one. I don't really like it. However, it's true, the way it was explained to us. Okay, I'm gonna read the comment first. Worst things, those authors are dead, so I can't demand them to change the stories. Great comment, Lurker. How many languages does Arthur speak? Cat. That's the answer. The example of Perfume, I keep bringing this up. Perfume is a deconstruction of a genre that was very popular at its time, which was the apprenticeship. Like, basically, the protagonist goes from being a child, being an apprentice, to becoming a master, and then passing his knowledge on. And the Perfume is a deconstruction of that genre. The only little problem with this entire thing is that in order to appreciate a deconstruction, you need to be familiar with the original genre. It's like Madoka Magica is not gonna hit you as hard if you didn't have the background of Sailor Moon, Wedding Peach, Kamikaze Kaito-Jan, Doremi, Pretty Cure, and all that jazz. It's not gonna hit you as hard like a brick if you just watch it as your very first introduction to a magical girl series. See what I mean? It doesn't mean it loses its entertainment value. It's still a very great series. Yeah, and Cardcaptor Sakura, exactly. But like, Madoka Magica, seeing it as your first magical girl series, it's just not gonna be the same, right? And similarly for me reading Perfume, it's a deconstruction of a genre that I'm not familiar with. Is it like my favorite book ever? No, never. It's not as bad as Frankenstein for me. But, yeah. Thank you, G! Thank you! But I do think it's pretty valuable and interesting to see what kind of things occupied the minds of people during certain epochs. And I'm sure even hacking book talk and their spicy novels are gonna be at some point taught in literature classes as an epoch of what was in. Hi, Kokuru! Oh yeah. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So I think that part is interesting. It's fine from classes. Like, then again, I am also somebody who rarely treated school as a chore. I guess I like going to school for the learning. Or I was neutral about it. Did I like my German teacher? And the English teacher, I bamboozled my English teacher for the graduation. So you were supposed to select 3 books that we were not reading for German or for French classes, and in English. And I didn't. There was also a list of suggested books, but we didn't have to. We could bring our own suggestions, and I brought Terry Pratchett's Mort. Because Terry Pratchett is a contemporary author that is very, very relevant. Had like 7 books on the big 200 read list. English read list? British read list? I don't remember. I don't remember which one. But I feel like he is a very relevant author. Or, well, was. Rest in peace. But yeah, the English teacher agreed to me reading Mort for one of the 3 books I had to pick, and then he seemed pretty upset after he actually read what the book is about, because it's not as easily the type of book where you would sit down and analyze it. So he told me the rest of the books I pick should be from the list. But it's like, I had no ill intent. I just genuinely wanted to read the book, and I genuinely still think it's as I said, Terry Pratchett is a very relevant author. Never set the lurker, Kandri, 10 stream streak, Otsu. But yeah. Well, he should have checked before. Yeah, exactly, Lurkaru. He should have checked. Like, he didn't blame me. The teacher didn't blame me for this. But he did seem a bit upset. But he didn't verbally blame me, right? He just... It's the tone of the voice. It's the body language, right? You can tell he's not pleased with that. That he had this, like, suspicion that maybe I did that, like, on purpose. Because I don't know, whatever. Didn't wanna read serious literature. Guys, would you say Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? What is the title? I actually don't like it as much. At least from the movie that I watched. I felt like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is kinda more depressing. And boy, have I had enough depression in my literature class. And I was like, at least in the German literature class, compared to what? Sorry, Good Omens, you know, Terry Pratchett stuff. I haven't read all of Terry Pratchett's sketches. Matter of fact, I just read 3 of them. The first 3. But, like, I don't know, I was left with a profound sense of hopelessness, in a way. Like, it wasn't, maybe not overwhelming, but it's like this creeping thing at the back of your mind. I know, right? I mean, there's still British humor, there's still very distinctly British humor, both, right? There's still very distinctly British humor. And I do like British humor. But yeah. The other book I chose to read was Time Machine, and it's the Marvin Effect. Marvin Effect? What's a Marvin Effect? Maybe I'm not educated enough, I need to read that. Marvin Effect. Huh? I am getting literature? I'm trying to find it. Marvin E. Williams and the Making of VI Literally. Maven is the paranoid android from... Ah! Actually, no. Actually, no. It was the later bit of the story with them discovering the answer. And the entire thing being cyclical, implying that all the mistakes are gonna be repeated all the same and there's not gonna be a change. That humanity is doomed no matter what. It's kind of like a depressive sort of nihilism. See, I am on the optimistic side of nihilism. We're all gonna fucking die, we might as well do our best. Yeah. It's kind of, it's really funny thinking about this because it's very similar to my opinion on certain mangaka authors. See, back in my day, back in my day, Kaori Yuki was incredibly popular. You know, Angel Sanctuary, Godchild. Actually, I really liked Godchild until Kaori Yuki took a break in order to work on Angel Sanctuary, and when Kaori Yuki returned to work on Godchild, she decided to go the supernatural route. And I was like, okay, now it lost its charm to me, because as long as you could at least scientifically explain some of that shit, that was interesting. But if it's just like, whatever I say, this is now supernatural and magic, it's kind of like, It's like the appeal of Mao Mao, of Apothecary Diaries. You have like, clues already present. It's like, if you think about it, you can figure it out, and that feels like you're being respected as a reader. But then I feel like just Kaoru wrote herself into a corner, and that was like pocketry ball. But another thing about Angel Sanctuary, I also felt like maybe I should reread it to reevaluate my opinion on it, honestly. But I felt like Angel Sanctuary was, and Kaoru in general, had a lot of, or at least her works during that time, the ones that came out in German language during that time, it was kind of a more depressive take on the human nature. At least from my perspective and at the time. To which, among the authors that would deal with such questions of morality and human nature, I preferred Akino Matsuri, the author of Pet Shop of Horrors. Because Pet Shop of Horrors is a very interesting story. It explicitly deals with human nature and all the complicated bullshit that goes on inside of people's heads. But the very, very nice thing is that it portrayed all our flaws, but also all our virtues. It just didn't focus on the bad thing. It also showed the good thing. And the ending, when the Count, and I forgot the name of the blonde police officer guy, the last time they see each other, the message that is left is that humanity is not yet ready to join this arc, if you would want to call it. Not exactly Noah's Ark, but the symbolism is kind of there. It's not ready to see that truth. It's not ready. It's not enlightened. Humanity, mankind is not enlightened yet, in a way. But it's the yet. And it's the compassion with how things are being treated that made out the different impression for me. Which is like why I get why Pet Shop of Horrors is being farmed and milked like the, I mean, honestly, but Pet Shop of Horrors has so much potential of stories to keep being told, so that's fine. Have Traxel, have a good lurkies. Okay, I have yapped enough. Let's actually play the game. Salvus Aries, it's an otome game, and we're supposedly dead. And we have silver hair, so you guys know why we're here. It was the day of my execution. The footsteps down the hallway came closer towards my cell. This starts out great! We're getting executed! What is this, Shishike? First chapter! Good morning! You're getting secretly executed! But yeah, have a good lurkies. Well, that escalated quickly, yes! They do like it, apparently, in visual novels. I had already been given my final meal, so this could mean only one thing. The time has come already. Public executions were rare, though the gruesome affairs that once entertained the masses in the past no longer were they welcomed. Or so I thought. Perhaps I was a special exception, since I was a woman that was particularly loathsome, especially despicable. At least, that is what I've led everyone to believe, unintentionally or otherwise. Oh no, she's the villain. She's the villainess! I had been the target of much hatred even before I laid claim to the ruthless deeds that had left this town torn apart. Oh, she took blame for somebody else. Nice. To be fair, they saw me as a culprit and all of this was deserved. I can't say my hands were entirely clean either. Is she like Hinata core? Even if I did not turn myself in, though the result perhaps would have been the same. At least this way I could. Miss Lyria. The guard greeted me grimly. One of the few people that still treated me respectfully. My one friend here. I thought he would pretend not to know me. But he was the one to ask what I wished for my last meal. We had often bantered with each other in town. Or what this town was before.
It's the perfect day for a beheading, don't you think?
Lovely weather we're having here. It's a perfect weather for a beheading. What do you say, guys? Miss, I hope the trash they would throw at me wouldn't smell too bad.
Miss Ina, it's time to go.
Oh, so her name is Ina. Okay. But if they're gonna let you decide your name, I feel like they should remove them saying the original name from the voice lines. Just saying. What the fuck's with this wall? Connery Hanks! I'd say you might as well enjoy it. No reason to lose our head over a silly execution. Exactly! His countenance was supposed to be smooth, but pity and resignation were etched in the way his eyebrows furrowed and mouth sagged. He was young, only 17. Why did they give such a task to someone so young? My second Connery today! Oh yeah, I guess it is. Does everyone else want an additional Connery? Connery Lurker, Connery Shell, Connery Dewangmia, Connery, Hanks already got Connery Taxel, Connery Kenji, Connery Drip, Connery Kumatora Brazil, Connery Lur. Did I get everyone? Connery Lurkuru, Connery Aru, Connery G, Connery Shane. Yeah, I think now I got everyone. Re Connery, yes. Connery again. Didn't I say Connery Drew? Is it a trick to get a third one? Disgust, hatred, happiness. Oh wow, that's not how it works. For those who did like me, their eyebrows did not crease, as if expecting this very outcome. Kangan! The few who did not despise me heeded the path I walked on. Sassy Drew! And those who did were full of glee. The ones that were still alive, anyway. I've seen those eyes countless times in the past year, as they warned me to keep my head down and keep quiet. Countless warnings I did not heed. The fuck did you do, girl? Just look straight ahead, miss.
You're a little too young for this, aren't you?
How old are you then?
You're not much older.
Dang right.
What do you mean? I got a whole 4 years on you. I'm an adult.
So she's 21. Okay, good. While I tried to lighten the mood despite the very morbid end that was awaiting me, the crowd's whispers turned into jeers. I'm not gonna read the insults.
You've brought nothing but doom to this town!
The fuck did we do? I was pelted by what smelled like rotten food. Despite the urge to heave, I maintained my countenance to remain the calmest it could ever be. I wanted to keep my dignity to the end, whatever was left of it. There wasn't much food to throw, since we had cut the supply routes. Oh, she cut the supply routes. Oh my. Why did you do that?
Ouch!
So they threw rocks instead.
Hey! One scratch gets on us and you'll be in the jail next.
He does sound very young. Next, huh? I smiled, and I could see him wince.
Sorry.
He whispered to me in a hush.
It's alright. You're not wrong.
You're really defending a traitor like her?
I'm next to her, you idiot!
The fuck happened to this place? Why is it ruins? Why is everything ruins? This was necessary, I told myself. It was what I signed up for. It was for the sake of the nation. It would eventually pay off, even if I would not be around to witness it. No matter how calm I tried to be, though, I could not control the lurching in my stomach. I knew this would come, but I was terrified to the core. Death was coming, yet I still could not fathom that I would be gone in just a short while. But more than that, I longed for what I would be leaving behind. My family, my favorite bread, fresh from the bakery, crispy and fluffy. I could never taste it again. Yes, but after you die, not only you don't go on existing without tasting the bread. It ends. In theory. After everything, why is thinking about bread bringing me to tears? My last moments on Earth, and my mouth is watering. Ice could run us slow for my final meal, but the flavor was not what it always had been. No more bread? Let her eat cake! Oh my god! Off with her head! I tried to remember the taste I once cherished. But better than the bread was the people that I shared it with. So that's why my heart hurts so. The guard brought me to a sharp halt. I thought my execution would be done in the middle of the town. Despite the burnt, indistinct rubble, I knew exactly where this was. A cruel estate that was the source of all troubles. Of course they met their demise. He made sure of it. And it was why I was here. His sins were greater than my own, but if he was the one that forged the path, I was the one who paved it. I laughed as I looked up at the burning sky. Someone thought this was the perfect place for me to die. Would my grave be here as well? Or would they even bother burying my body at all? I'm sorry. His voice was barely a whisper. I shook my head. There was nothing he could have done.
Thank you.
For being with me at the end, at least my death wouldn't be a lone one. Someone covered my head with a sack, a final mercy. I didn't have to look at the blade that would take my life. I hope Felix can have some bread tonight. I pray that it is warm. Okay, named character. Guard was not named. No more bread! No more gluten! I hope he will carry on our work and see our dream through.
Please don't miss me too much. And forgive me for doing this.
I like the voice acting. The blade swung. Okay, opening. It's really pretty. Milk Studio presents Salvus Aries. It's a sheeple. My rigoretto. Oh, he's the white-haired one is one of those. Oh yeah. Catboy. Ah yeah. Wait, is he the main love interest? Who's the canon one? That one? This guy in the middle gives me what's his face? Vibes. But yeah, it's a nice opening. After that, it was as though I was trying to study a painting through a net. What a shame, someone so young and bright. More pity. Why did everyone pity me? I knew what I was getting into. My head hurt. I walked forward. I stepped forward. If I still had a body, I could not see it. I could only trust my footfalls would take me to a destination. The light grew brighter.
Is there no way to reconsider?
You forget that this is more in your power than mine. I've done what I could.
Oh? Arara?
I will not back down.
Arguing, lots of arguing. I think it was about me. I wish someone would tell me what was going on. It's like someone is flipping pages of a book. Oh no! My own life was but a chapter. Like ink on a page long disintegrated. Faces along the way, like new characters. A hand reached out to me. Are you sure you wish to do this? There'll be a price to pay. I cannot help you. But what did I agree to? This was just a memory, wasn't it? I still could barely remember anything. My heart hurts. It hurts.
It hurts! It hurts!
Oh, wow.
Make it stop, please!
Oh, wow. I begged to any entity that would listen to me. My heart, no, my entire being throbbed in pain, what felt like an eternity. Hi, Teen Marie! Hi! Kondri, hope you're doing well. Then, as sudden as it started, it was over. I was at peace. Loneliness never left me, but it was distant. The searing pain that tore my heart felt like a separate entity, as if it floated next to me. It was a dull ache that didn't consume me, but didn't leave me either. Was this what happened after death? Where am I going? I don't know what happens after death. Nobody knows.
I'm sleepy.
Sleepy. Man, I won't be able to sleep like this. It's way too fucking bright. Like, I'd probably pass out if I was like really tired. But otherwise, I'd wake up really early, probably. Time was an endless stretch. All the voices that swirled in my head soon faded away. Sometimes, the same voices visited me again and again, each time they grew more distant. And then, I finally fell into a dreamless state. I think I slept for a very long time. Wake up! There's some people waiting for you. Come on, follow me.
Who are you?
Come on, Sleeping Beauty. You can ask questions later, and she can read your mind. Great. My eyes are still entirely bleary, but I regained enough control of my limbs to reach out to her. Oh, it's a girl, okay. She took my hand. The warmth of her touch grounded me, enough to walk forward, and through another door. So, are girls also gonna get chapter 1? Sheepy. Pretty. Very old computer. This time I could feel everything. My feet were firmly planted on the ground. When I stretched out my hands, I could see them, every finger. I touched my neck to find it was still attached. A young woman guided me through a
Dude,
long...
for once it's not time for the factory to grow dude.
Condriananas! Yeah, factory is growing upstream. I am finally manufacturing batteries, and I'm trying to get the... What was it? Buckwheat? Thingy going, the production. Because not in the Valley 4, the other smaller location, the outpost. Like, I have there for manufacturing of those capsules. But it keeps using up all of the buckwheat. And so it's not buckwheat. What the fuck is it called? The red flour thingy. The red flour that turns into a red powder and then you can put it into a capsule. Basically, I'm not producing enough of it. Hi, Dream Team! Hope you're doing well, Anoras. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be ready to play this Gaia by Friday. At least not with all characters. We're screwed. We're screwed, dude! She bade me to sit down. A few moments later, she handed me a drink. I believe this is coffee? I've mostly drank tea in my life, though. Dude! Yeah, Anoras, you too. I haven't leveled up anyone today. Don't see, because I was waiting for these people, for the electric technicians to show up, who never did. I didn't dare to turn anything with too loud music on. So it was like really annoying. I couldn't do anything that I wanted otherwise, so I just kept writing my fanfic. But at least that is almost done. It is sweeter than I remember it, and quite chilly too. Yes, I am very silly. Welcome to the stream. Silliness is a prerequisite, and if you don't have silly, we shall infect you with silly. It's like a zombie virus, except silly. How long has it been since something has passed my lips? Just a few days ago, but it feels like it's been a lifetime. Condri Lucas! Hi. Actually, no. Several lifetimes. My head was pounding, so I focused on the drink to steady myself. I know, right? It's really pretty, and the opening sequence is also very pretty. Where am I anyway? I heard loud footsteps and a raucous group approaching me. Sounds of bickering and a few exasperated sighs reached my ears. While I have been in crowds aplenty, this one felt overbearing, more so than the last one I'd faced. And they pelted things at me. I haven't heard such noise in a century. In a century, girl? You're not that old. You're 21. Oh, hey! It's, Sassy Baka number 1. Sir, your boobs are falling out. Hello there. Hello, who are you? And where am I? What's happening?
Consider us your welcoming committee.
Oh, he's definitely the bigger Sassy Baka. He has horns. Consider us your... Okay. Welcoming committee? For what?
Congratulations, you're dead. Welcome to the afterlife.
Yes! Come your tits, bro. Someone clip this, please. Or at least send me the timestamp. What's the timestamp? 56 minutes. Let me give myself the timestamp. 56 minutes something. There we go. I did it. Well, that was not very welcoming at all. No, I think they're very welcoming. They're explaining things to you. So who the fuck wears rings above gloves? This asshole, that's who.
I'm dead?
Best reaction! The fuck you thought you were? Why was that surprising? Then why are you the one screaming? My head got chopped off. All my memories after were particularly fuzzy, but I recalled that much. I suppose these things take some time to get used to. I should be grateful that I was on my own 2 feet again. Wait, I knew that. Why are you so surprised then? Well, I suppose I didn't know what to expect afterwards. Death is a shocking thing, no? You've had quite a while to get used to the whole idea. I have? Yeah, the designs are very pretty! I think everyone's designs is pretty. How does one get used to being dead in a few days? Or it could have been longer. This was a pain. Reminds me of Cinderella's Snow White. Ooh. I peered around them, hoping to see a door to heaven. Certainly not around the guy with the horns. And not the guy whose tits are falling out. This guy looks also sassy as fuck. Hopefully it was heaven. It has computers and working desks. Girl, it sounds like corporate hell. I know I did some bad things, but they won't put me in hell, right? It's a little bit too late for that. So, where are we going? The men all looked at each other. Oh, yeah, he's even labeled pretty man. He's one of those sassy bakas, the one that smiles. Oh, hey, it's Welt. Which one of you will do the honors? Well, you know what? I want to take a screenshot of these guys for some friends, for some Bishon appreciator friends that I possess. So let me just do the entire thing. There we go. I know they will appreciate it. And their Sunday sounds headwings. Oh my god, Lucas, that was also how I thought. When I saw him in the intro animation, I was like, oh yeah, that guy looks like Sunday. But he has this really sassy looking braid. But he's like one of that types, the villain type who smiles and you just can't tell shit about how he's actually feeling. Ugh, not me. Oh, and is that the main love interest? What the fuck, bro? I question your fashion choices. This is like the best dressed man here so far. The protagonist's face here also reminds me of strongly of someone, but I can't place her name. Yeah, I also thought there was something, but I also can't place it. I'm not good with these things. Oh, he's the gentle one. Hi, Polly Senpai! I just showed up here and I immediately looked up the game on stream because what the heck, why are those men so pretty? Because it's an otome game, obviously. Hi, hope you're doing well. But the designs still look pretty good. I'm not qualified to. Yeah, this guy's an asshole. Rude guy. He hasn't done anything rude, but thank you for telling me what everyone's archetype is. I love how the red-haired guys with the falling out tits archetype is red hair. Are you not the boss, Kame? Kame pretended not to hear this. Which one's Kame? At least introduce them! I'm tempted to say Clara because of the colors, but whoever I'm thinking has much messier hair. Yeah, I'll tell you if anything comes to mind. It's an anime game that's early access, huh? I'm surprised at the early access label. Isn't it like normal for indie visual novels to have like a demo version to promote it? Kame. So this guy's Kame. How about we draw straws? I guess he has like a crownish with horns thing. I've been playing, they're introduced in the intro. I think I'm bad with names and faces. I didn't actually look at the names in the intro. I was just looking at the visuals. Wait, I've been playing multiple early access games. Polly, I'm gonna recommend you an early access otome question mark game. It's called Save the Villainous, and it's hilarious, and I wish more streamers would play it because they'd all be dying of laughter on stream. It was one thing, but I mean early access in general makes me wonder what kind of roadmap they'll have. I was just vibing with the music, exactly, Lurkaroo. If it's such a hassle to tell you where to go, then I'll find someone else to tell me. Ah yeah. Where's the nice woman who gave me the coffee? No women for you! It's an otome game! That means you don't have the female route, unfortunately. Can I have Yuri? I want to have a Yuri option. Give me a Yuri option! Lyria? Oh, I like her name already. Wainscoting, my beloved! Ominous cushions that we lost the fight to! Imagine being weaker than a cushion! The bespectacled man named Kim snorted. She's the last person you'd want to ask. Yeah, did I ask your opinion, bro? Serious has a detective tag? You sold me. I don't think I played the... I don't know if there's an extended demo, but yeah, you have to figure out who killed you while also romancing them. And the prince is a very sassy baka even in the demo. You like, one of the options you select, you realize, oh, he's into that stuff. Oh, I see. That's the sort of relationship we had. Did the absolute cinema post. Hello, is this Afterlife? Kandir Makusia, yes, this is Afterlife. We're surrounded by very pretty men, apparently, with questionable fashion choices. You get a summary that tells you nothing if you need to know, and get yourself into trouble. The music is also really pretty. Well, even more trouble. Oh no, they're sending me to hell, aren't they? I gulped.
Oh, I'm in trouble? I have to go down there.
How about they make you just work on one of those PCs in the background? The last part came out in a whisper despite my attempts to keep my voice steady. I looked at the floor expecting it to swallow me whole. Luckily for you, you escaped that fate. Oh, thank goodness. That doesn't mean it's better, but there's a price and a punishment. He screamed and did not match his ominous tone. Oh. He doesn't seem very nice. Yes, his stereotype is rude. Having a job in Limbo Zone would not be that bad. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Orias, you're frightening her. So his name is Orias and this is Kaim. And this is Sunday wannabe. Yeah, I like his hair. And the cape is also fine. I am not vibing with his blouse. I like his cravat though. I believe I should begin with introductions. Thank you! And his stereotype is red hair! I like the left one most. Yeah, he's the least offensive design, I guess, question mark. But he's a rude guy, apparently. So he's... I don't know what... I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be tsundere. I think they're all gonna be assholes, probably. Conda Raider, thank you so much for the 47 month. Thank you, thank you. Like, visually speaking, is that this guy's hair is what I like the most. Look at you, doing a better job than our leader. The one with the red hair seems like the type who will be playful with you, but then is doing something serious behind your back and betrays you. No, actually, say that's the white-haired one guy. 1, 2, 3. 3 hydrates. What? 5. The white hair seems almost like the blusa hair. Yeah, it's kinda all over the place. Thank you, Vader. Thing is, the way he smiled in the intro animation made me think, oh, he's gonna be like very, very nice. But he's probably a chronic gaslighter and a and an emotionally abusive liar. I know that vibe. Isn't that just office jobs in general? That's why they're in limbo. That's why they're in limbo, Lucas. Oh, I see. My pretty man appreciators found the braid guy. Nice. I'm not your leader, Zafan. Zafan, put your boobs away. You're the highest rank. I feel more like a father trying to rein in his troublesome brats. Why are you sweating? Thanks, Pops. Never knew what it's like to have a dad. Okay, this one is a good one. Anyways.
I am Kame Aster. It is a pleasure to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too, sir. Why are you wearing a ring above your gloves? Finally, he held his hand out for a handshake. This is the proper human formality, correct? Human? I don't know, girl. He has horns. What do you think he is? Horns and pointy ears. You see that a lot in humans? Or do you think these are props? You think he's a cosplayer, girl? Does this guy look like a cosplayer to you? Well, I usually curtsy. I quickly took it and mimicked his gesture, although it felt kind of awkward as it was a gesture I witnessed mostly among knights. To be fair, most times I see horns on a person they're human. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. She's from an earlier time period, remember? Ah, yes. What?
Name's Zafan. Up top.
You know whom he reminds me of? Lavi from Dick Raymond. Very much similar vibes. To be horny is human after all. Badums. He raised a hand, and I waved back at him. Don't mess with her already. You just said... Sorry. He interrupted and gave me a smooth wink. was trying to give you a high five. Didn't mean to confuse you. Grabbed with my hair and stood back to pass the baton to the next man. Grayman mentioned Lavi is the best character. I always liked Alan most because I vibed with his suffering. And he has white hair. So and he is also apparently the 13th, or House is the 13th, because I stopped reading around that time. But anyway, it's like and then I feel like Hoshino Katsura wrote herself into a fucking corner. And then I saw some bullshittery of her trying to figure out the corner she wrote herself into, and I haven't kept up since.
I am Valafar.
What is that introduction? Oh my god, at the con I was, they had cosplayers from Dick Rayman. The third uniforms, they had the black and red ones. They had Lina Lee, Alan, and Kanda. I hate Kanda. But they didn't have Lavi, unfortunately. Then they still use CTR monitors in Limbo. That's why it's the Limbo! He bowed politely, and I returned the gesture with a curtsy.
Aureus.
Aureus, yeah. Just a name? He made no such movements, and only nodded at me. Honestly, this guy so far is the most preferable, mannerism-wise. Even though he's rude. Ouch, cold reception. You feeling shy? No, I really like the fact that he's no nonsense. Hush. Nice to meet you too. She doesn't though.
I am Sair, an angel.
Yes, and that tells us that you're probably the most insane motherfucker in this group. And you're also the only one who stated their species. Thank you. As if to prove it, he floated into the air just for a few moments. What a show off. Wow, a real angel. Don't tell me you're believing him so easily. I ignored him. He's probably the only one who'd outright tell the truth because he's a rude guy. So he wouldn't mince words. Well, this guy is probably joking around a lot, so the main protagonist would probably have trouble figuring out when he's serious or not. And I don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw him at all. Do you have wings and feathers? He hesitated for a moment before answering. Only on special occasions. They can get in the way. Wow, I want to see. Perhaps some other time. Reapers are cooler, and we have powers too. Bro, are you, like, overcompensating? Or something? Are you feeling threatened in your paranormal bishoniness? Do you not have the confidence in your manliness? As in making sure to never talk to him without having a knife within his arm's reach. Yeah, I'm sure he's a very interesting character. His tone felt rather petulant. Yeah, he's like a little kid. Wait a minute. The human comment from before stuck out. Are you all Reapers? Is that so shocking? Why are you sweating? You just believe that man is an angel. Sayre smiled at me serenely. Yeah, see, this guy can lie with a straight face, with a smile. That's why I was like, during the intro video, I was like, oh yeah, he's that guy. Yes, well, I mean, I did not have a good answer, so I decided to ignore those statements altogether.
So, if you're Reapers, are you the ones that brought me to the other side?
To the other side. Correct. Although I have been on the other side for quite a while now. Do you not remember? I don't. Was it Lyria who got me? I just came through this door. Here it is, Sunday. Damn, Lucas, now you're making me want to play Honkai because I'm really curious about Sunday. And not even subtle about it. Well, it is a certain character stereotype. Sunday wasn't the first either, but yeah. She got it from purgatory, but she doesn't do any raping herself. You can say she's a bit of a complicated case. I want to know more about Lyria! I don't care about you guys! Give me Lyria and give me her art too! Oh? A story for another time. Come on, you two. Stay on topic. Do you not remember your stay in purgatory? I was in purgatory? I did not recall this. Oh wait, did I? All those voices, the people I saw on my way here. I thought I was hallucinating. Have you recalled? I'm afraid it's mostly a blur. I remember some voices, seeing some people pass by. I remember sitting on a bench under a tree, long past. And I think I talk to people sometimes.
Nothing more specific?
Lyria? Lily? Yuri confirmed? That would have been great, but since she doesn't have a sprite, I presume not. No, I'm sorry. For some reason, he seemed agitated. I felt bad about having to disappoint him. Now what's gotten into use here? You're usually the picture of serenity. Oh wow, this guy looks shocked as fuck about that. How about we move to the lounge? Stop sweating or take off your cape! With fur on it! He indicated with a jerk of his head at the curious onlookers. Oh wow, they have vending machines in Afterlife! Nice! Currently, only overtime workers are at the office, so we have this place to ourselves. Overtime workers, ah yes! What a strange area. I walked up to this giant box holding little round objects. That's cute as fuck. What is this? A vending machine. That's where your coffee came from. You put your phone against the black part and you select these buttons. And it'll give you a drink. I think you need to explain to her what a phone is. He demonstrated by getting himself a coffee just like mine. See, you see? Why does it look like your eyes are going to fall out of your head? Sorcery. Burn him at the stake! It boggled my mind. How could a box know what you wanted? How could it return an object? Perhaps you can think of on it another time. Yeah, we were talking about your time in Purg. What do you remember? Well, the last thing I really remember was getting my head chopped off. Orius winced. I remember it really hurt. At the time, it felt like that was so long ago. How long have I been dead for? Well, we must check the records. I'd say 300 years? That long? The guys flinched at a sudden increase in volume. Sorry, no wonder it feels many lifetimes away. I really feel like I've aged. Still looking very, very young, girl. Despite your loss in memory? I nodded. Yes, I know only bits and pieces, but I feel something weighing down my heart. Maybe over time, I can remember why I feel this way.
It is peculiar that you remember your human life, yet not your time in the afterlife. Usually it is in reverse.
Really? Interesting. You're just a weird one. Can we just vote this guy as the only sensible one? Thanks. No, that simply livens things up all the more. I suppose it is up to me to explain why you're here, and what you must do, and where you shall go. You have served most of your sentence in purgatory. However, you are to work indefinitely as a reaper until some conditions are satisfied. Wow, that's so concrete! Some conditions! Fine print. What are those conditions? I cannot say. I assume that's romancing the correct guy. Why not? Curiosity killed the cat. Plot! Reasons, that's why we're not allowed to know, because plot told us so. And there's no other reason why. I'm just kidding. I'm sure the writers came up with something. And satisfaction brought it back. Horace rolled his eyes and turned away. I laughed to myself. It was banter that I often used to have with my best friend. Of course, Aureus did not seem to be as willing a partner. Wait, my best friend, Felix. If 300 years had passed, then that meant he was gone too now. No matter what he did, he was my closest friend. He was my other half. But there were more pressing matters at hand, so I would have to wallow in my sorrow later. Girl, you're looking at the picture wrong! If this Felix person is dead, then maybe he's in the afterlife. Maybe you can meet him again and banter with him again. You're looking at it from the wrong angle, girl! And I don't know why this is a problem. You're both dead, so he's probably somewhere in the afterlife. You can maybe find him. Why is this a problem? I cannot tell you the conditions because I do not know. You have to serve your sentence until the powers above have decided otherwise.
I thought you guys are the powers above.
Yeah, same. Oh, look, it's another guy that wears rings above his gloves. Bruh. Who are the powers below? Except Seer, who is technically from above, but he doesn't have much weight either. That's why he can float. Because he doesn't have much weight. Ba-dooms.
'Tis true. The powers above are much higher than I am.
So if we are below this, is hell? No, you were spared from that, remember? Keep up. I agree with him.
And hell doesn't have coffee.
Okay, bro. Balafar nodded sagely. What exactly is my sentence for? Have I been that bad? Girl, you spent the entire introduction talking about how horrible supposedly people thought you were and how your hands weren't clean, how you took guilt for some deeds. You destroyed, blocked off supply routes, so I assume people are starving. I don't fucking know, girl. You tell me. Have I been that bad? No, I just committed crimes against humanity. I don't fucking... I think she's going senile. Well, she's 300 years old, so I think that's forgivable. Blacker than the moonless night, hotter and more bitter than the hell itself. That is coffee. Wise words. The only time I consume coffee is if it's in a dessert. But yeah, by the way, talking about that, I was thinking about Kenjaku stuff for my writing, for my fanfic. But when we think about it, like, a human brain can't contain unlimited information. Thank Persecutor Godot for the quote. Thanking him. And people forget things. And I was thinking, like, Kenjaku in the manga, or whether or not, probably doesn't remember his original body, what he sounded like, who he was. I do wonder if it makes me kind of like think sentimentally on it, like if he was a bit different, how he evolved over those 1,000 years. I wish somebody would write that! And that means that somebody must be me. It's okay, I'm writing it already. The men all exchanged mirrored expressions with each other. Yes, you took the fall for an evil, evil man and helped him along the way. I could not deny that. Although he was doing some bad things, I did not find him evil in the slightest. This did not seem to be the time to contest that. And the results were... Why is he sweating so much? Catastrophic? Almost world-ending? A calamity beyond all disasters? Yes, thank you, we get the message. Hold on, I thought things would get better if I... Oh no, no, miss. Frankly speaking, everything went to shit. You sacrificed yourself for the crimes of that man. In turn, he ravaged the world. What? That was the last thing I could have ever expected to hear. Angered by your death, he decided to wage war across the country, as well as the neighboring lands. What? What did you expect? He was a wrathful man. You witnessed it before your death as well, correct? It was justified. He wanted to change the country. Well, he changed it, alright.
I meant for the better, not for the worse. What happened?
Oh no! It's the consequences of my actions! You enabled a terrible man. Even before your misguided martyrdom, you encouraged him in his sins. Alright, I understand. This is because I was his partner, right? Is that Felix? Powers above decided that enablement of a sinner is also a sin. Especially in this case of your final act. Hundreds of and thousands of lives were forfeit. Yours truly had to be involved too. Stefan pointed at himself with a grim expression. We can come back to that later. Valifar cut him off before he could begin his tale. Deflated Stefan pouted but did not protest. He's a puppy. He's puppy. All because of what he did? No, that's not entirely true. Oh? You're right, I did enable him. Instead of telling him to rein himself in, I encouraged him. Great! But I thought he knew best, so I never disagreed with him. I just aided him in the pursuit of our goals. So we're a horrible person, indeed. I thought if I limited myself to a certain extent, my hands wouldn't be dirtied, but... Oh, so you enabled him so that his hands would be dirtied? So that you could use him as a scapegoat, so that you can die as a martyr. I don't know how I feel about this girl, but at least she has personality. I thought if I limited myself to a certain extent, my hands wouldn't be dirtied, but if he was the one to administer the poison, then I was the one that brewed it. Only hundreds of thousands died after waging war in many countries. Must not have been an effective army. Yeah, sounds about right. Or, I mean, medieval ages, the populations were smaller, so,
And if I could give my life for him to continue on his path, our path, then it would all be okay.
Well, clearly it wasn't, girlie. I'd gladly done so, in the end. I rubbed my neck, where the axe had fallen. I should have seen it all coming. If it makes you feel better, you weren't the only one punished. There are others who suffered greatly. It doesn't make me feel better at all. That just makes it worse. I'm not some cruel person, or I hope I'm not. At least you aren't going to hell, so long as you fulfill your work. And what if I don't want to?
Hell is not a fun place. Do you want a taste of it?
That's where that bastard went, your disgusting friend. So is Felix our friend then, the evil guy? His eyes narrowed for a moment. I could see the flames of hell in his pupils. No, that's okay. Guessed it. So Felix ended up there. All we did was for nothing. I don't know, you sound like you did a lot of really bad things. And you really should have seen it coming, but you were very delulu. And that was not the salulu. His choices after my passing were ultimately his own. But was it my fault? I was the catalyst, wasn't I? Maybe I should go down there, after all. As if he could read my thoughts, Kim gently put a hand on my shoulder. Oh yes. He rebuked the sharp man while giving me my shoulder a comforting squeeze. He didn't apologize, making Kang sigh, but he didn't press the matter. And he seems to be the only real guy here. Just know that your sentencing is beyond our power. Apologies if you feel wronged, but this is how it is in the afterlife. I wish there was a way I could appeal it. I mean, I've already been in purgatory, right? Correct, although you didn't have too much to purge, so you've been sleeping for most of your duration there. Eh? What do you mean? Well, thanks to you and your friend turned tyrant king, there was a lot on everyone's agendas. So, you sleep a raider. What's a raider? I love how they use this, how she doesn't know the technology. I love that. Think of it as something that escaped everyone's notice, for now. That's a good explanation. Man, they really left you sleeping too long. So I was forgotten. Our apologies. There was an awkward moment of silence. I definitely could tell there were things they weren't telling me. But in truth, I needed time to process all this. I nodded along as though I understood all that they told me, but I felt that it had yet to sink in. Let that sink in! You should get some rest. It was as if he had read my mind. He does. Ah yes, while you had quite a slumber, I believe you do need some time to think. We set up a cool room just for you. How considerate! Just for me! Are we the only ones getting special treatment? He knew I'd be coming. We are your welcoming committee after all. Of course we had to do some preparation. And Lyria helped. She said our taste sucks. I want to meet Lyria! Oh, well, I'll be sure to thank her. They said she's lazy and troublesome, but the girls have been nice to me so far. Although this coffee is cold, the warmth that gave my heart was something I felt nostalgic for. I held onto it tightly as we exited the coffee and made for the office. But does she office and made for the place that would be my new home? Let that sink in and wash your face, exactly. This is adorable. I was terrified out of my mind. We were inside a strange contraption. Think of it as a mini carriage. He had said, yet there are no horses, and it moved its own accord. Sorcery. And to make it worse, it moved too quickly. Would you like to hold my hand? Sears sat to my right and Saffron to my left. I was sandwiched between them, squished like a child hiding inside a cupboard. Looks like she'll destroy camp seats otherwise. Boreas was seated in the front, staring out the window. Also, why do we need to use cars to get around the afterlife? Kim, who was driving this bizarre vehicle, puffed a languished sigh as he spun the wheel.
I would prefer that not happen, if you don't mind.
Or else I may switch... Oh, sure. Or else I may switch cars with one of the others. Certainly you wouldn't dare to take mine. You should have gone with Oliver then, or brought your own. I hadn't realized that I had a death grip on the leather seat. My nails had been digging in, and my knuckles had gone white. I held the angel's hand, and while I was still in fear for my life, non-life, he was positively delighted. Ah yeah, that guy's bad news.
You can hold my hand too.
Why are you so puppy? Why are you so puppy? I didn't expect him to be this puppy. I took him up on that offer. Aww. My strength was divided between holding each hand. Please don't be so anxious. You're a Reaper now. Can't die again that easily. Stefan's like... Doesn't mean she can be reckless. Well, yeah, but she doesn't have to be a nervous wreck either. Try looking out the window. I'm sure this will be all new to you. This place is called Stasis. It's got a lot to do, thanks to everything we borrow from the human world. I braved a glance outside. It was bizarre. Gone were the structures I had grown up with, or the rubble it had become. See, if your town becomes to rubble due to your actions, then maybe you're doing something wrong. Savan is like, what? Instead, we're looming buildings, bright lights. Cool, isn't it? The Purgatory humans helped us design this. This place. It just come down here to frolic, so a lot of time is always put into construction. Up where we come from, there is little in entertainment. Though they make the best alcohol. I had so many questions. So angels make the best alcohol? Okay. The Purgatory humans? Purgatory is a place where humans purge their sins before they go to heaven. So I'm going to heaven?
You are a special case.
Oh, are we?
You stirred up so much trouble they didn't know what to do with you.
Midas' personality, but Final's attitude. Wait, Final is that puppy? Oh my god. That's why they left you in here for so long. Anyways, rather than just wandering around Ferg, the ones with skills can just serve their sentences here. So they're basically prinnies. Now and then you get humans that work here before going to heaven. Or even come down from heaven now and then. So I didn't have any skills? That's not the case, but rather you were assigned to be a danger. What? Who am I dangerous to? Final is very puffy. No, stop making me want to play Honkai again. I don't have enough space on my PC for 2 gachas, and the factory must grow. Yourself and millions of people. Point taken, but I'm not that reckless. Oh, really? I'm with Aureus on this, the only non-nonsense guy here. And who isn't just tripping over themselves for this girl. It's like, feels almost unreasonable. And I'm here now, aren't I? Under strict supervision. Our heads are on the line. Really? So don't toe out of line. But she has matured from her stay in purgatory. That she doesn't remember, so I don't know how effective that shit is. Hi, Arthur. You may have forgotten your memories, but do you truly feel like this? But do you truly feel like the same person? My soul felt heavier. Things were still foggy, and I barely had time to think here. I think I have changed. I just need to figure out how. Hopefully it's for the better. Oi, ease up, will ya? Never seen you be this much of a dick. Don't listen to him. He was in charge of making sure you'd get here safe and sound. Bullshit. You all just wouldn't stop talking about her. Yes, but why? How come you all know me? I appreciate the help, but is there a reason you're looking out for me? That's what I've been asking! Thank you! Let's just say a series of events have led us to being responsible for you.
So if you mess up, we all die.
That's fucked up. Yes, Arthur, what do you want? And where's Merlin? Is he in his box? No, just... Oh, he's hiding behind the desk. Nice.
Zafon, please. It would be a worthy death.
How? Like, okay, this guy's insane. We already know. It's fine. Eh? No, I don't want anyone dying for me. Besides, aren't you already dead? Yet you died for another so easily. Anyway, while humans and things that normally hurt humans can fatally harm us, other powers can. Keep that in mind. Alright. At last, we're free from the nightmarish ride. It's so cute how she's reacting to technology. Teach her to use a computer, it's gonna be funny as fuck! Oh my god! Hi Pax, Condru! I was sitting in my branch close to my old quarters in Felix's home. Was this on purpose? It told me to stay out of the kitchen for now and just ask them if I needed any help. Why do you need to eat when you're dead? Since there would be machinery I did not yet know... I did not yet know to operate. Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. Oh my god, show her the coffee machine, show her the kettle. Arthur, are you there to terrorize Merlin? Go for it. Is there an option to hide the Wii? Maybe? Or not! I can do the save with right click. Queue load log options. I don't think. I don't see it at least. It told me, yeah. I was given this watch thing to contact them. But how could that possibly work? She was given a smartwatch! Oh my god! Sorcery. My new favorite punchline. Sorcery. Just as I started tapping on the surface, something appeared on the screen, and the watch began to make noises. After several moments of deliberation, I tapped it. Hey, how are you settling in? Ah! There might be a hotkey for it. Well, I don't know. What are the usual hotkeys for this? I threw the infernal device and the shadow replaced the sound of his voice. I should have done it, I think. Sorcery. I'm writing this timestamp down for myself again. I need to make this into sorcery. Everything's sorcery. She's so cute. The next day. Here, I'll teach you how to use it. Oh my god, they're gonna teach her how to use computers? While the device was sturdy, the screen itself needed some repairs. The men were shocked at my strength, though Lyria praised me until Kim shoot her out. Show me Lyria! I need her sprite! I need Yuri. I love her going sorcerer and everything. Yeah, that's so charming. And so Zafan was here with a case of tools. Wow! Probably should have taught you in the first place. Yeah, that sounds like a thing you should think of when she reacts that way to cars. I don't know, man. It would mean less work on our hands. Why is he constantly sweating? Yesterday. After I tossed the infernal device away from me as far as I could, it thunked against the wall and fell to the floor with a spectacular shatter.
Foul creation!
Ah! Oh my god, she's so funny! She's so funny! Foul creation! It's not even sorcery, it's like she's outright really scared and angry. Oh my god. I climbed up onto the counter and looked for some sort of weapon. Oh my god. Luckily I found a broom to brandish at the cursed item. Not that I knew anything about exorcism. How precious! Perhaps I should have joined a convent after all. Before I had any more time to regret my course of life, heard footsteps echoed outside of my room. Are you okay? Safan was huffing after opening the door, and the group of guys filed in. Beside him was Valafar, who was sleepily rubbing his eyes. Absolute cinema, exactly. Orius was on Tau, and Seer peered inside curiously. While Kim wasn't very visible, I could still see him rubbing his temple. You could have knocked. We thought something bad had happened. The angel furrowed his beautiful face as he came up to me, still crouched on the counter. Are you hurt? He put a hand on my head, and his eyes stood once over of me. What happened? A voice started coming out of my watch, and I thought I was possessed. It was terrifying. I love her so much. Also, you guys are fucking idiots not teaching her about the smartwatch, just giving it to her. The fuck were you guys expecting? Dumbasses! Backhouse, all of you! And you, and you, and you! Thanks, that was my voice. Hydrate, redeem! 4 and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 9. Yes, it's 9. Yeah, I feel like Seer's design could have been more obvious than the butterfly. I mean, butterflies do kind of seem flimsy. But let's see. Maybe he has an alternative form. We don't know if these are the only sprites they have. Eh?
Is my voice that scary?
No, you're too uppy puppy. He whispered to Orius, who nodded, much to Zafan's dismay. I think Orius is fucking with you though, bro. A handful of his eyes gave me a quick once over. Would have been a funny... Yes, that would have been great. Or like, he gave me a once over, or like this odd feeling of there being more eyes watching you than you can see. Like that kind of uncanny valley would have been also fun. I should have explained how it worked to you. You must have been frightened. Wow, the only reasonable person in the room. I tried to slide off my seat, but Valafar stopped me. We should check for any broken glass. Although you are a Reaper now, injuries will still hurt since you are new to this life. It will take time for your powers and resistance to develop.
Paper cuts will never stop stinging, no matter how many years pass.
this guy needs to stop sweating. But is it why he's wearing gloves so that he doesn't get paper cuts? He must work a really office job. He spoke bitterly and glared at the floor as though there was a sheet of paper lurking, threatening to slice him. Okay, this is a funny line. How unfortunate. Are we that upset about a paper cut? While Balafar picked up the watch, Stefan and Aureus studied the floor for any debris. They confiscated my broom and then began the lecture. Aureus is great in a winning by doing absolutely nothing way. Yeah, he's the only one winning so far. We did not think your first reaction would be to throw the item. I said I was sorry. I told you I thought the watch was possessed. We have to remember there was no technology from her time. I mean, there was technology. Everything is technology. A shovel is technology. A knife is technology. Just a different kind of technology. He gave Aureus a pointed look. However, the next time you come across a suspicious item, it may not be wise to toss it. Just not as advanced. Exactly. Exactly, Shell. There could be an enchantment designed to hurt you. Really? Like what? I thought it'd be safe as a Reaper at least. Yes, because enchantments are only designed for humans, am I right? You'd be mistaken. Remember, there are other powers out there that can harm you. I nodded. There are rogue Reapers out there, bad spirits from the human world, and actual demons that so far have escaped our grasp. Okay, so I'm thinking, if Felix went to hell, what if Felix is actually trying to find her? And that's why they pulled her out of purgatory and why everyone has to look after her. Because this Felix guy was so obsessed that he killed a bunch of people, and now even in the afterlife he's still obsessed and looking for her, and she's bait. What do you guys think? I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. The longer one lives, the more powerful they grow. So there are many out there who can hurt you. But how come they go rogue? Pursuit of a power, or a different life. I could see why. Yeah, bad thing to say. I like how they teleported back to the office after taking a car to her accommodation. Oh no, it's a time skip! It's a time skip! It's the next day. Presumably, I assume they took the car to get back to the office. We all stared at him. Gee. Not that I have any plans to go rogue. Jeez. Then you should watch your words, especially where we are. Are there any bad angels? Sarah shook his head.
Angels cannot have ill intent, so it is not possible for them to stray.
Why am I have a stupid question. Who defines ill intent? Yes, Arthur! Come here! I'm gonna squish you and smoosh you. No, he's gonna glare at me from the darkness. Furthermore, all actions angels do are recorded automatically and sent to a record keeper. Pressing X to doubt, Mr. Skipton. How can they not have any ill intent? Supposedly because they're angels. It's just how it is. Reapers are built a certain way. Angels are built a certain way. Reapers are unattached. Their end goals to become humans. Their end goals are to become humans, be promoted to higher work, and possibly become angels. Although I've rarely heard it actually happen. Hi, Ramon Sanchez. Hi. Hope you're doing well. Because of this, it is rare to see Reapers in relationships, or even more than a couple friends at most. Why? Huh? Why? Why? But also, oh no, relationships are not a common thing, which is why it's so special that we got to romance. I'm sorry. I am sorry. A group like ours is an anomaly. They of course can have casual relationships, if they so choose, but most find no need to tie themselves down to this life. Ah, so that's the reason. Yet, here's the thing, you spent probably centuries in here. I don't think it's possible to entirely avoid relationships and feeling attached, because it's just human nature, but I suppose not Reaper nature, because they want to become humans apparently. Now why would you want to do that? Having a good Wednesday, nice. Angels get to deal with the nice parts of life. All we see is death, so you can imagine why they want a promotion. Or to settle down as a human, once they fulfill certain conditions. Of course, that is not appealing to everyone. And you do have to choose that have come and you do have those that have come into this life after once being human, whether it be by choice. An exceptional event, I assure you. Or those that must work off their karmic debt. That's a lot to take in. Sarah pat me fondly on the head. I don't trust this guy! I don't trust him. He's the least trustworthy of them.
You will learn.
Aureus bristled. You're quite friendly to her. Why? They all are! Yeah, you're not that nice to us, or at all. Oh, they're calling his bluff! Nice! Could it be? I didn't think he had it in him. Sarah gave him a look. He certainly can't be heartless for an angel. He certainly looks heartless! Even you, Valifar? Stop teasing him. I'm sure it's because I'm new. I defend him more for my sake than his, if I were to be honest. Alright. We'll back off. For now. We need to get to business as it is. Let me teach you the basics of using this. Try not to throw it again. Sorry. I thought the demon was in there. You're afraid of demons? Well, who isn't? Aureus pointed at himself, and then at Kime. Do you not notice we both have demon-like qualities? Are you demons? I thought you were reapers. Not mutually exclusive concepts. There are good demons and bad ones. But apparently there's no good angels and bad ones. Take some perceptions of the Grim Reaper across different places. Those that perceive the supernatural have some foundation of our appearances. Of course, we don't know if they truly see us, or if we just look like the scary pictures they conjure of us. I see. They've always been terrifying in the paintings I've seen. Scary things aside, let's get to work. Let's get down to business. After many hours of patience from Zathan, with Valifar, and even Lyria occasionally dropping by to help, I think I have finally understood this device. Well, it is a watch. They say it's like a smartphone that is capable of doing many other things I need for my Reaper work. I still could not say that I have grasped everything, but I believed I could work this. Alright, test time. Never mind. Wait, I don't think I'm ready. Go ahead and send a text to someone. Okay. I think she's very smitten with Seer. But I think Seer is approaching her with the intent to use her. Aureus is probably the most honest. Zavan is puppy, but also probably a playboy. Kame is the office worker daddy that gets home late from working long hours and overtime. And Valifar is the guy that looks the most like Finon, but like I can't get rid of him. I think these guys, these three, have like the most personality so far. But let's go for Seer, because one, I'm curious about just how fucking unhinged this guy actually is. So I want to see his route. Hello? Oh, that's a nice cutout of his not splash art, what do you call it? What do you call it again? Cut-in dialogue art? I forgot. Lyria, how wonderful it is to receive a message from you. My, you are learning quite quickly. You really think so? I'm quite proud. He's probably Yandere. I know I can make you prouder. I'm unstoppable. You flatter me, sir. I think I've got a long way to go. Sprite, yes, thank you. Send happy emoji. Oh my god, that would be revolutionary for her. Please praise her more. Great, now call someone. What? We were moving too fast. Okay, let's call someone else. Let's bother this guy.
What now?
He's an angel. That isn't a very proper greeting. I'm doing my test for Zafan. So a weapon. Ah, I see.
What is it for?
To see if I can call people.
You succeeded. Well done.
Thank you. Girls, what do you expect? Please tell me his route is not making him act all much nicer to us. I think he's already like more or less the normal one. But I feel like she'd see this. You could be nicer. Could be nicer.
What else do you want? Do you want me to throw you a party?
Unfortunately, I have other things to do, so we'll have to settle with this.
Seek praise elsewhere.
Yeah. I wasn't seeking praise. Goodness, are you always this grouchy?
You're learning quickly. Anyways, I need to get going. Is that all? I need to get back to work.
Look at you, passed with flying colors. He ruffled my hair with a proud look in his eyes. Thanks, teacher. Of course, my star pupil. Alrighty. He clapped his hands together. How about we go get some lunch? Then Val can give you a tour of the place. Since you'll be working with us closely, let's get to know each of us better. If you want, of course. I do. Glad you're taking this all well so far. Aside from throwing the smartwatch against the wall. Looking forward to working with you, Miss Lyria. Just Lyria. Just Lyria. He shook my hand with a playful show of pomp and circumstance. Will everyone like me? Of course they will, I already do. Ah yes, the power fantasy of being liked by everyone. Don't we all want to be Mary Sue's? I did not think you were the type to be a flirt, Zafan. Valivar, what does he look like? He looks like the stereotype of the flirty, playful guy. I don't know. What were you expecting of him? Look at him. Look at his design, bro. Also, this thing bothers me so much, bro. Zafan yelped, completely taken unaware by a voice from behind. Perfect timing, Valivar. Where did you come from? The job this morning was a quick one. Come, let us start. Over there, you have the training hall. Oh, what's in there? A lot of training dummies. Typically, the goal is to take out as many of them as possible in a short amount of time. Or you have a target, and you have to take them out as quickly as possible without accidentally killing one of the innocents. Does that line of work involve a lot of combat? Depends. There's always a chance to encounter unfriendly spirits. I remember hearing of those before, but I didn't think it would be something I'd actually deal with.
I have to fight ghosts?
You're dead! Yes. I looked at him in horror. You jest, surely. Madame, I assure you I do not. While his face was relatively smooth, I could definitely see him biting back a smile. Was my dilemma a source of amusement to him? How cruel. No, girl, you are! Exactly, Shell! You are the ghosts! That is why you must learn to protect yourself from them. I know some combat. My best friend had taught me since we were younger. So Felix.
Didn't do such a good job, did he? You're here dead, aren't you?
I thought she volunteered for this. That was my own decision. Only because he didn't know how to fight enough to run away, right? You don't know that. Or yes enough. It took a lot for someone in second place. Ouch. Second place in what? You see, we keep a tally of the scores from the training hall. I'm not in second place. I'm nearly tied with Kane. Indeed, and since you are tied for first, neither of you are the winner. So does that not much... I accidentally clicked the wrong button. So does that not naturally make you second place? I think you're both winners. Thanks. Still beat you, Valifar, haven't I? So you have. Since you're so proficient, how about you show Miss Lyria here the ropes later? Please just call me Lyria. Very well done. Me? Isn't that the tour? Isn't the tour your job? Are you trying to shrink your duties off to me? For shame. Shit, I forgot to make the timestamp for myself. Ito, sometime 1:55. I'm not you, Arius. I am the tour guide. You can handle her training. For someone who made sure her arrival would be perfect, you enjoy pretending other... He's a tsundere, isn't he? Ah, yeah. Arius glared with such intensity, even I had to look away. You did? None of your business. He briskly walked away. Oh no, he's Tsun. Arius. Fine, later. He's Tsun. And then he went out of sight. Very well. But as to what I was saying before, you will meet ill spirits, yes. But it should not be too often. You are not to harm humans, but if you are on an assignment as a fixer, the occasion may arise. There are also the rogue reapers, or rogues for short. You may need to protect yourself against them. Gone is always CDG! Or conduct arrests if required. Wow, I have a lot of responsibilities, don't I? And you shall carry them out wonderfully. Ah, I forgot to explain about the office. Post reaping reports are filed here. Reports? Do I have to write them too? Who would do that for you, girl? No, we have separate staff to review the actual reapings. Oh damn, they actually do have somebody to write the report for them. Reapings are recorded automatically. Typically, the recordings are studied only if there is an anomaly. I'm sure we will have plenty of anomalies. Recorded automatically? Yes, in our Hall of Memories. That sounds fancy. That sounds like you could retrieve your memories! Which is not a stop on your tour. Oh damn, so we could retrieve our memories because we're clearly not allowed to go there, so it must be plot relevant. From out of nowhere, King popped in and regarded Valifar with a stern countenance.
Must each one of you interrupt me?
In return, he greeted Kim with a withering sigh. Pardon my rudeness, but yes, I believe that is a lesson for another time. Now I'm more curious. Exactly! That's how you get people curious. He chuckled, his eyes twinkling with his laugh. Hold on to that curiosity. I assure you, you will be going somewhere much better in a bit. Far more magical. Ah, the gate? Precisely. How about we take her to the human world? She could see what it is like in the present day. Goodness, do you mean right now? Why not?
Oh, are you going to the human world?
Bro, stop being so yandere and suddenly popping up. Are you following us? You even changed the music, bro. I was not informed that this would be part of the tour. He was rubbing his temple now, much like a school teacher who had lost control of his students. But it'll be fun anyway, right? I can't wait to see how much the human world has changed. Perhaps I could stand to wait a little longer. I was still not used to the sensation of riding what was called an elevator. My stomach churned as we seemed to descend for ages. What if I can't handle it? Are you excited to go to the human world? Perhaps you could sense I was rattled and spoke in soothing tones. Sir, do you not have any work to attend to? No angelic business of any sort? You must not have a lot of work to come along with us. He's a sassy baka, that's why he's here. Orius had seen us all going to the elevator in the hallway and tagged along without being asked.
I wonder. Perhaps this is part of my business.
He's so sus, man. And you're joining us too.
Because, like it or not, you're my business too.
Orius rolled his eyes, but said nothing else after that. There's only one thing on this floor, this gate here. It was a short walk from the elevator, while the rest of the building was styled differently. Gate showed in this hallway. How come this place is rather dilapidated? Strange, is it not? We live in the city of stasis. Our weather changes and we have day and night cycles. Yet it is all artificial. I suppose it is to give a semblance of routine, change. So consider this hallway to be the sole representation of change. While time does not pass here, centuries have passed beyond this door. 6 of us gathered in front of the gate. Centuries have passed. Yes, however, we can access any point of time in the past. We do so regularly. Why is that? There are more humans than Reapers. Therefore, there are many more dead souls than Reapers. Meaning, you're understaffed? Precisely. Different Reapers are assigned to different points of time and geographic locations. We're mostly cut up, but there are stragglers. Occasionally there is some trouble that occurs that are outside the records of history that we must correct. But would it not be better to go in order to collect souls? You would think so, but the powers above say otherwise. Oh yes, powers above, the best excuse. We would be centuries behind in our own development, unfortunately. Humans have their follies, but what benefits them also benefits us. We can study patterns in technology, society, and all else, and apply it to our city of stasis. Or learn where we must revise and interview history, and how to do so. But that falls to fixers, like Safan and Seer. That was a lot of information I had, a lot of questions. Are their souls not waiting for a long time? Yes and no. The second we go to retrieve them, it is right after their death. Even if they have waited until now, their retrieval changes the time they've actually waited for eventually.
I see. It seems lonely, waiting for centuries.
But then I suppose they haven't waited in the end? Exactly. The problem is that sometimes before we get to them, they can become troublesome spirits. If we weren't, they cause mayhem, or worse, done evil. It's a broken system. And we have our naysayers, of course. Orius hung to the back, and Safan and Seer each held my hand as Game approached the gate. Best to show you this part in practice. Remember 2 things. Do not harm any of the humans, and do not interfere in their affairs. I nodded like a good student. Forgive me for taking over Valifar. It's quite all right. It was not as though I had prepared for this part of the lesson in advance. While he smiled, his tone indicated that he was quite put out. Anyway, he held up a pocket watch with a blue cover. Nuva City, but a Roseview shopping center, present day. The door opened, and the entryway glowed by it. Follow me. Yes, sir. I was speaking to Lyria. Rude. Without sparing a second glance, King stepped forward. We're vibing! Would you like to go next? I looked at the doorway. It swallowed King. Although it wasn't entirely different from the doors I passed through in my dream, there was a nervous pit inside of my stomach. It's nothing to be afraid of. Here, I'll show you. Surprisingly, Rhea spoke up, and in a moment, he was gone as well. What do you mean present day? Yeah, that's very vague, bro. Aw, see, he does care. He would have your hide if he heard that. Shall I take my leave next? Let's all go together. The man nodded at me, and with my hand still clasped in between theirs, we walked forward. A cold breeze trickled my face, and my clothes rustled. I feared the sensation would be unpleasant, but it was no different than stepping outside. Here we are! My escort let go of my hand and gestured toward the sky. What do you think? This place was not unlike stasis. Strange buildings were all around, although they seemed more clean than the ones I've seen back home. Not that I have been in the non-human world for long. In fact, it was strange to think of myself as different from the humans. It just explained that this place is disconnected from the timeline of the human world. Yeah, it's unfamiliar. Then do believe it's time to familiarize yourself. Shopping? How about we get some bubble tea? And none of you guys are wearing era-appropriate clothes. Just gonna say that. I can sense your true motives in coming along. Clocked! We continued to rattle off suggestions as we went around. The people around us were nothing like the ones I lived amongst. Their clothes were far less their clothes were of far less substance, and also far more colorful. Everything was so cool. It was a little overwhelming. I don't think cool is the word people used in the past. Well, get sort of connected if they pull technology from the human world. Yeah, it is. They basically said that they take the technology and apply it to their world if it like works best for them. Which is why they have smart watches. Yeah. And apparently they even shit, I'm really having a bad day with words. Tinker with it! Yes, that's the word I was looking for. There were so many shops with things I've never seen before. The scents from all directions. And the others continued ahead. I found myself hanging back to take in the scenery. Hey miss, you like adventure? Shady person! Nice! Have I the offer for you? It won't take too long, and you'll get a free trip out of it. But calling it present day sounds weird with a time travel door and being centuries behind on their soul backlog. Exactly, like it's very vague. They could have given a year. He held out a leaflet of paper with some pictures on it. Oh, it did look pretty. Well, I suppose that's nice. Isn't it? Come this way. So you see, Lyria, I think you would quite like these bubble wobbles. Lyria?
Hey, where did she go?
These guys are idiots.
What do you mean, where did she go?
Yeah, you weren't paying attention either! So stfu! Chapter 2. Sheepy Sheepy. I thought we had an eye on her. How could you lose her? Well, I thought she was with you.
Why would she be with me? God, you're so irresponsible.
No, all of you are irresponsible and stupid. Don't blame each other. Yeah, she's a lost sheep. Oh no. The bickering escalating in volume began to draw attention towards the group. I think their clothes would be drawing attention.
Down. Just use the GPS on her phone. You activated it, right?
Oh no.
Zafan?
Oh no. Of course, what do you take me for? Despite his confident words, he was sweating bullets as he checked the software on his phone. Ah shit. What do you mean ah shit? Zafan, you didn't? Zafan felt himself having palpitations that were strong enough to knock out any human.
Now, Aureus, thou shalt not commit violence against thy fellow man.
You shot it, Angel. Wait, I can just call her. Hold your horses. Hurry. Before he bursts the vessel, Zafan regarded the others with an indignant stare, though all of their faces held a tinge of worry. I hope she picks up. Love interests are incompetent. Yeah, at least it's not the protagonist that's incompetent. Everyone else is too, so I guess it equals out. That's what she has a phone for, doesn't she? We can find her regardless, Aureus. Do not fret so. Shh! She picked up! They're all huddled in closer. It was a peculiar sight. 5 handsome men. Thank you, game, for acknowledging that they're all handsome. All huddled together in the middle of the street over one phone. A few passerbys wondered if there was some sort of house club nearby, but their demeanor suggested that they wouldn't be taking any customers. Hello? Oh good, she didn't throw it in. She didn't throw it this time. This isn't my first time using it. Excuse me, miss? Who are you talking to? Where are you? Is that your husband? Perfect. Tell him I have a deal for him too. I'll give you the address so he can come join our little party. They all stared intently at his phone. Zafan's phone pinged a few moments later. Check it.
I am. God, your bannies are in such a twist.
Shut up. Not the time, Zafan. Zafan growled under his breath, then input the address into an app. Oh, thank God. Okay, she's in some weird little build. Orius grabbed Safan's phone without waiting for him to finish. Ich werf's gleich, ne? It started to run. What the fuck, bro? Hello? As Savan protested, the other man had already zoomed right behind Orius. You better give that back, you little... And Savan too joined the pursuit. Cute. Can I go now? I've been led into this rather dodgy-looking place. It looks like a cinema. The people did not seem like they wanted to harm me, but they were annoyingly persistent. But you won't be able to get your free cruise if you leave. I had no idea what they were talking about. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You'll really be helping us out, miss. I got a sick daughter at home, and she'll be able to eat for a week. I do like to help people, I guess. And this is how she ended up in the purgatory, guys. And we want to help you too. So you see, we're offering 2-bedroom condos, and I raise my hand. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a question. Certainly, miss. What is a cruise? And what is a condo? Eh? You're pulling our leg, aren't ya? Ain't ya? His countenance slid from cheerful to displeased rather quickly. No? I was being genuine. What was so wrong? If you've just been wasting our time, why would you watch our presentation about timeshares if you aren't willing to buy?
I can't buy anything if I don't have any money. You promised a free trip. I think you're the one that's wasting my time.
Congratulations, you have discovered a scam. But I'm fairly certain scams are old as time. The group sitting around him stood up and approached me. They loomed in closer, and I swallowed. I was in danger. I don't think she's the only one there who was being scammed. It's okay, I can take them on. Felix taught me how to take on groups like these ones. Easy. However, I just realized I had not been given any weapon yet. Damn it. Wait, I could just run. I'm so glad she realized it! Before I could make a break for it, a loud thud interrupted my plans of escape. Get your hands off our girl! Oh yeah, that's the Otome. Well, in fact, there were no hands on me, but it did not matter. Arias had landed an impressive kick to the man before me. Whew! What's the big idea? Shame on you, preying on naive women for your scams. I thought you weren't supposed to harm humans. This is an exception. Kidnapping is a very serious crime after all. That said, how could you let yourself get kidnapped? Well, they asked if I wanted adventure and offered a free tip. Girl, is being a Reaper not adventure enough to you? And you said yes? I agree with him. And how did you fall behind so easily? I'm sorry. Did you forget about us? What did you take us for? Shut up. He kicked the man back down. Let us get out of here and then continue this conversation. Bastards! Don't think you can get away with it so easily. Try it and I'll kill you. Or, at the very least, get authorities to put an end to your little operation. Let's go, Candy Mountain Charlie! This is perfectly legal.
I know how to get a harassment charge on you.
Ooh.
Very easily.
Poor bastards. Flame rolled his eyes, flashed something at the man. It was some sort of a black rectangle, but it caused the gang to become flustered. How strange. A business card? Why is he always sweating? The entire path outside, Orius dragged me along by the wrist, albeit with a gentle hold. Yes, because he's Tsun. What were you thinking, following strangers? Yeah, he's right! Girl, you stupid! This is not what... He stopped himself abruptly and drew my curiosity. I tilted my head, prompting him to finish his sentence. What? That's not what a sensible person does. It was hard to shake them off. They were so insistent. And you said not to harm. Maybe a black credit card. Ooh, that's true. Alright, let us clarify some things. If anyone bothers you, shake them off. Stick to us for now, though. You'll be doing jobs on your own one day, however. We are still a fish out of water. Now, Aureus, calm down. Let us enjoy some crepes in return. You're thinking of food at a time like this? I think this is a perfect time. She's unharmed, is she not?
You are, right? Otherwise I will return to bestow punishment.
Ah, yeah, Mr. Yandere. I'm fine, although I'm somewhat confused. I still have no idea what was happening. Stefan will brief you on the details while we go to a particularly delicious crepe.
So I see. Your true motive for this outing.
Can you blame him? Stefan explained the concept of these timeshares and what they entailed. I didn't understand quite clearly, but he told me not to get deceived like that again. In my defense, I had found myself caught up in the moment. After all, this was a whole new world for me. To me. What flavor are you going to get, Lyria? Oh, there's so many options. I think you'd like this one. He pointed to a picture of a crepe that had strawberries and chocolate. Personally, I prefer cookies and cream. What childish taste. Dude, there's nothing more manly than the strawberry sundae. The only really good thing about the old Devil May Cry anime was that damn strawberry sundae! And what will you be having, Arias? Chocolate hazelnut. Aren't all flavors childish? We each put our orders in and waited one by one to receive our selections. Would you like to try some of mine? And you can try mine too. It is matcha flavored. Of course it is! I took a nibble of Sarah's crepe. It wasn't too sweet. What's matcha? It's made of green tea leaves. They make tea-flavored things now? Amazing. Here, try some of mine too. Sarah flushed and took a small bite from mine in return. Delicious. Aw, not fair. I want to share too. Orias scoffed as Stefan and I exchanged flavors. You're just jealous, Orias. I doubt it. He seems not to like me very much. Girl, he's Sun! Oh. I was said out loud. That isn't true at all. He was the most worried about you.
He almost tore off Stefan's hand.
And broke my phone! He just doesn't show it to you. I will kill all of you if you don't shut up. And who said I don't like you, Lyria?
I'm just not simpering over you like those other thirsty bastards.
What the fuck? They're getting called out! Now that is uncalled for, and he is right about that. We're simply being polite and caring. Who was the one that got our asses over how her place should look? It should be comfortable. What are you idiots thinking? Arias scrapped him. Shut it, or the crab gets it. Damn, hostages? Fine, meanie. Stefan pouted and retreated to a safe location to finish his snack. Minding. After getting crabs, we went shopping. Kim pulled out that card from before. Oh, it is a credit card, no shrimping. Press X to doubt. And I finally asked what it was, and how we were able to get so many things with it. That, my dear, is called a credit card. You can use it to purchase things. That's too simplistic, bro. It is like magic. This is a very bad idea, Seer. Wow, can we use magic to purchase things? Sorcery. God dang it. Haha, not magic, but rather the power of good investment and supernatural powers. Guys, explain this to her properly. Sorcery. But now in brackets. Sorcery. I knew it. Indeed it is. Typically we rely on Kane to make financial purchases in the modern world due to how his little magic works. Of course, though, cash is timeless if you know the inflation rate and the dates on your notes. I once gave a shopkeeper in the early 1900s a heart attack. I forgot how far a single note went back then. Can currency change so much? Inflation is its own beast, Lyria. But economics is not fun to talk about, so let's get some boba. Lyria's favorite human invention. We need a sprite of Lyria. I want to see her. I want to romance her. Where's my Yuri route? I don't kill her though. Be sure to buy her a cup too. She'll pout all big. I have no idea what this boba thing was, but the guys decided it was easier to show than tell. Yeah, in this case, yes. Because it sounds weird. Are these little balls? Are they safe to eat? Why do they float around? I was looking around at the other patrons at the shop, who each had their own cup of similar-looking drinks. I think the problem with boba tea is that if the person doesn't know how it is, they can accidentally, like, choke on one of them. On the tapioca ones. Yes, they're totally edible, and just as nice as the tea. Huh, I've never had tea that looks like this either. There was a colorful menu before me with delightful pictures painted with all sorts of colors. I had never seen such picturesque food illustrations before back in my lifetime. How the world has changed. Which one should I get? I think milk tea is always a safe option. My personal favorite is oolong. I like matcha. Kim enjoys brown sugar. He has the biggest sweet tooth among us. Oh, he doesn't look like he does. Girl, he's the one who suggested you guys get crepes. I think he does. Right? More like the type of guy who would take his coffee black. No, yeah, he'd take his coffee black and eat it with a vanilla plunder. You look like the guy who takes his coffee black. I believe you fit that stereotype more. Indeed. I took a sip and sighed happily as the guys bantered with each other. It was a strange day, but one I had survived. Although I had met them only the day before, I couldn't help but feel like I'd known them for much longer. It feels almost like this is the end of the demo. With our cups of boba in hand, we were set to go back home. I was happily sipping a cup of milk tea when Kane brought his watch back out. Alright, so here's the so there is a button here, under navigation, that allows you to return home. Black coffee and Mont Blanc, exactly. All you need to do is press it, and we'll return to the hallway like before. What happens if I lose it? I would come I would come find you. Yes, Sir Yandere, yes. Actually, espresso. He said this very proudly, and Balapar regarded the two of us with an exasperated glance. Please don't lose it. There are some functions, however, to help you not do that. If you are too far from your device or it is broken, a distress signal will be sent out. Someone will find you then. As you are our responsibility, it will likely be one of us. Try not to rely on that though. Losing one of these can be dangerous. How so? You'll learn in time. Okay, imagine a human finds it and uses it to access this world of stasis. What you think's gonna happen? I sighed. Yet another thing I'll find out later, I suppose. Also, girl, there's so many new things to take in. Like, let your brain actually process the information. It's fine. You come from an entirely different century. There was something that occurred to me upon I returned back to stasis and away from the realm of humans. Realm of humans? I don't count amongst them anymore, do I? It was hard to accept that I was something other than a human now. It was my job to manage them now, which I still had yet to do. We didn't actually get any work done. Yes, because you were on a tour. Well, this excursion was more to test whether you would collapse from culture shock. Fair! We came close with the billboard though. Oh, and the electronics store. Boris was grinning as he continued listing places that took me by surprise. He smiled widened as I pouted at him. I can't help it. Even Seer thought the giant tiger was going to leap at us from the board. It was so realistic. It is true, you cannot fault her for that one. I saw you flinch as well. It was cute how you thought there were little people trapped inside boxes. It is adorable. But at least she did not think it was sorcery and start swinging at it. No, she probably thought it was sorcery. She just decided not to swing at it. Even my card can only handle so much. Criminal charges are a bit out of my domain. You'd leave Lyria in jail? I'd break her out. As would I. But a wanted poster would make things difficult, would it not? I'm sure we could get Seer to take care of that. Angel magic does have its uses.
Indeed it does. Although while I would cover for you, I advise you not to engage in criminal activities, Ina. At least
not too often. Bros and angel, quotation marks. I will do my best. Back at the office, Lyria was waiting eagerly for her dessert.
Oh, you got me rose milk? Thanks!
Give the girl a Sprite! Let me romance her! Lyria gratefully took the cup of tea from me and went back to work on the square box-like thing in front of her. Jeez, might as well inject that stuff inside her veins. Lyria is so me! Do not give her any ideas she could actually act on. Lyria slurped with indignation but made no rebuttal. We left her behind and went towards the parking garage. Wanna go with Valifar? He got sulky about going alone last time.
Pardon me? When have I ever sulked?
You always look sulky, no offense. It is subtle, Valifar, but you cannot entirely hide it. I will go with you as well. Because he's yandere. You can go with Kim and Aureus. Yeah, I'm stuck with the boring ones? You can walk then. The exercise will do you well. Or I can go with the definitely not boring ones. While Kim and Aureus teased Safan, Seer and Valifar pulled me away. I did feel bad about leaving them behind, but oh well. He would be fine, I think. Wait, did they leave already? Don't you guys leave me too? We had gone to the parking garage and Valifar led us to his car. Have you sat in the front before? Yeah. I shook my head. Sit in the front seat beside me. I think I'll get a different view of the city. He opened the door for me and held my hand to help me inside. What a gentleman. Oh, it looks just like Kim's car. Ouch. I got too excited while looking around and bumped my head. Careful, you did that yesterday as well. Did she? Your poor head won't like it if you continue bumping it. Sounds like me. I used to hit my head against things a lot. It's been a hot minute, but I still occasionally do it. I am aware. I could see Valifar shake his head as he closed the door. In the next instant, he was in his seat, the engine already on. These are all company cars, so they're quite similar. And the reason why we're not getting different background art for them. Usually it's Kime or I who drive. The others can, but they are lazy. We all live in the same building. It is simply more efficient that way. So you say. I didn't have to look into the mirror to see Seer was pouting in his seat. One thing did appear strange to me though. I figured it wouldn't hurt to ask. Hey Seer, I wanted to ask you something. What is it, Lyria? If you're an angel, how come you live here? I hope that doesn't offend you. You don't need to answer. You may ask whatever you wish. I shall answer best I can. His eyes softened, and he smiled with such gentleness that my heart skipped a beat. Girl, very careful with this guy.
You need not tiptoe around me, Ina.
To answer your question, well, I do have my own abode up in heaven, but Stasis has far more entertainment to offer. Since my work aligns closely with that of the Reapers, it is often convenient for me to stay down here. Sassy! And he does not have friends in heaven. I think we can guess why. He teased the poor angel and was rewarded with a cake from the back. How unkind. I do too. Where do you think I get all the liquor from? Liquor? The liquor that the angels have are much better fare than anything we can source here, or in the human world. Unfortunate, really. The others use me for their supply of alcohol. I am quite ill-treated, Lyria. You do have your uses. Special liquor? Can I try some? Valifar cleared his throat and glanced at me before making a turn. Well, it can be quite strong, so you should take it slowly. I can handle it. Famous last words! Back then, I used to drink well into the night with Felix. It would usually end with myself passed out and either in his bed or mine. Rubbing my temples. He would be draped over me, or be flat on the ground. Well, we usually drink at Kane's place, or sometimes on the rooftop. The whole building is ours, so we have our own bar. Oh, can I visit the rooftop today? Another time. We've had quite a day. It may be better to wind down at Kane's place. All of us were quite worried when you had gotten kidnapped. I wasn't kidnapped. Aureus was truly about to murder Zafan for not activating the GPS on your phone. Had we not found you today, there may have been a body on our hands. I wasn't sure what the GPS was, but I felt that I should ask later rather than now. I wonder why. Might as well. While he is rather rude to you, Orius becomes terribly discomposed when it comes to you. Ah, perhaps he likes her? I did not appreciate the tease and stare stance, but despite his expression, his voice relayed that he was serious. Yeah, girl, he's Tsun! He has a terrible way of showing it. Then. If you like someone, you should be nice to them. Well said. After that, our conversation steered towards the various sights the city had to offer. Now that I was more used to what it was like being in a car, I could enjoy the views around me. What? In like, this is like her third car ride! Valifer and Seer took turns pointing out different places and told me which ones they liked and which I might like. The city is so large. It houses many people, reapers, some wandering angels like Seer here, and humans. As we mentioned, there are some humans who like being here instead of heaven, and those that are working their depths here rather than in purgatory. I see. Do you like living in stasis, being a reaper, and as an angel? It isn't that. Some days it is more difficult than others, although it is more due to my profession and my living circumstances. But I prefer it to living a human life. Does that mean you have lived as a human before? Yes, long ago. And then...
I think you can imagine how I got here.
Same thing. Valifer was meant to go to heaven and reincarnate. I processed his paperwork and all. That's a little unsettling to hear. And what happened? Valifer's fingers danced on the steering wheel for a few moments. He bit his lip as he searched for the right words. I did not wish to go back to such a cruel world. I asked what I could do to stay, and here I am. He's perhaps the first Reaper to ever volunteer for the job. I wonder what his life was. And they let you? Well, we are always quite short-staffed. Denying me would deprive them of an extra set of hands. And I suppose I show my worth through my work. I haven't been reprimanded yet. Wait. I think I accidentally skipped a message. And I suppose I should... Yes. We arrived back home... No. Be good. We arrived back home before I could prod further, which prompted the natural end to the conversation. Looks like we're here. Ooh, nice library. And bar. Is this a safe thing to do? Library and bar? I can't believe you guys left me with these two. Valifer is Felix, isn't he? Oh my god! And she just doesn't recognize him? But wait, he said to go back to such a cruel world. Like, maybe he is Felix, but he doesn't... Well, honestly, it's hard to tell about his personality so far. His voice is supposedly gentle, and that's his, I assume, mark. But yeah, he's the only guy that seems to be like that at most. He's hard to get a read on yet. I'm looking for a good place to wrap this up. Believe me, it's not like we were dying to be in your company either. Welcome, Lyria. I do believe it is your first time visiting one of us. I find myself quite flattered. Well, it is not like she really decided to do so herself. She's here to drink with us. But Aina looks the same as she did as a human. I assume Felix would be the same. Same thought. Maybe MC is convinced that they were trying to do the right thing and it backfired. Yeah. We don't know how far she accepted that maybe like Felix was a bad person. And she seems to remember her past life, but not her memories in the underworld. Also, maybe there's some underworld magic to change appearances. I don't know yet if Valifer is indeed Felix. He could be. And maybe he's looking for redemption, but then I wonder who's the main antagonist. I'm ready for this special angel liquor. Do be careful. Were you able to hold your alcohol well in your past life? Very well. Maria scoffed. I can too. Still, let's take it slow.
Don't worry, so much. I got this.
Oliver turned to Kim for support. I gave them both the best pleading expression I could manage. It's not like it can hurt you, although you will be very dizzy if you go overboard. I've heard it is similar to what hangovers are like for humans. For an angel like Seer, he simply gets sleepy and elated. Ah yeah, he goes unhinged. Want to see that. Is he gonna go Gojo? Seer nodded happily while Kim poured out drinks for everyone. They came in different colors and hues. Both Kim and I had drinks with softer colors. His wasn't purple and mine was colored pink. I had a little umbrella on mine. It was quite cute. Oh, I didn't know you had those umbrellas. How come I didn't get any, Mr. Bartender? I didn't buy these for you. I bought these for Lyria. Aw, man. That's very sweet of you, Kim. I will cherish this tiny umbrella. As Stefan recovered from the slide, I settled down into the plush couch. Ah, this is nice. I've never had drinks with so many people before. What was your life like? Usually I would end the day with my family, or Felix. And he was the only drinking partner I've ever had. Wait, isn't there like also another person? A brother? Or was it only Felix? Hearing the others' conversation was relaxing, and a smile crept on my lips as I listened. So, how do you like your trip to the modern-day human world? Stefan directed the conversation to me suddenly, and I wasn't sure what to say. I took a sip of my drink before answering. It was sweet, and took the edge off the alcoholic taste. It's overwhelming, but I think it has so many things to offer. I'd like to see them all. So it's just like me, for real, for real. So much has changed, but I do wonder if society has changed. What was it like in your time? Stefan? The typically Syrian seer murmured a warning to the redhead, but I didn't mind his question. Well, where I came from, the nobility ruled all. It's not a happy story. I laughed awkwardly and focused on sipping my drink. I didn't want to bring the mood down, so it seemed to be wiser to stay quiet.
If you wish to speak about it, do not hesitate.
His voice is really quiet.
You are one of us now. Our ears are open to whatever your heart has to say.
And we wish to know about you. Sat down next to me and put his hand on my shoulder in a gesture of support. If you don't wish to speak, then do not feel pressure to. I nodded and looked at each of them in turn. They're all kind to me. I'm sure they know the subject matter will be heavy to hear, but even so. I took a few more sips to loosen my nerves. Noblesse oblige? Yeah, right. They did just as they pleased, and everyone bent to their will. My words held a bitter taste in my mouth, but I did not stop. When someone didn't, they'd disappear mysteriously, but not before their reputations were tarnished beyond repair. So no one would care when they die, or simply vanish. Better off that way, isn't it? No one complains when the trash has been removed, right? It was a dark sentence, and I could feel the discomfort in the atmosphere. At last, Valapar broke the silence. It is appalling. Okay, so I feel like this contributes to the Valapar is Felix theory. Anyways, let us get back to drinking. I busied myself in my glass, but the conversation around me had yet to resume. I appreciated the opportunity and the company, truly, but I wanted to wither under the concerned glances directed at me. You should finish your thoughts, Lyria. Don't let it fester in your heart. No matter how many years have passed, the wounds in my heart have yet to heal. Even if the passage of time had allowed me to cope with them, to me, they were still fresh. I was one such thorn in their society. My best friend was someone who was well-desired and very distinguished. To this day, I wonder why he kept me in his company. Because you took the fall for him! You were the scapegoat! That man who went on to destroy the world? I could understand what his tone meant to convey, but I ignored him regardless. Yes, he should have been married by then, or with someone of an equal stature. I was wasting his time instead of someone who was worthwhile, and who would have been his wife. I was always at his side, as his friend. It was no wonder that no one could grow close to him, when I had demanded so much of his time. You were not lovers? Kim abandoned his drink and leaned forward, a strange glint in his eyes. Or perhaps it was the shine of these spectacles. No, our relationship was nothing of that sort. And yet he tore up the entire country to avenge you. Did you turn him down?
He never indicated that kind of interest in me.
Oh no! She's oblivious! The men all glanced at each other and then back at me.
It is too late now to do anything about it, of course. But perhaps you never noticed his affections.
Not that it would change the outcome in any way. I could perhaps see someone taking drastic measures for a friend, but in an attempt to destroy the world, perhaps he loved you. He attempted to hide his smirk behind his glass, but he wasn't fooling me. Luckily, Orias saved me, and with a certain amount of sensitivity I did not ever expect of him.
Does it matter now? She clearly never noticed.
Perhaps.
You are so terrible gossips.
Forgive me for prying. Life gets monotonous after a few hundred years. As they bicker amongst one another, I found my thoughts getting more muddled by the minute. My god, what if he did love me? Everything would make sense. The casual caresses against my head, the way he twirled my hair. Ah, girl! Ah, she just casually twirled your hair. How he fussed over me constantly and never left my side. How it was always me on his arm at every gathering. Goodness, I was an idiot. Yep! All the things that he's done for me. Such as? He was waiting for me to answer, as did the rest of the men. It's just, I suppose it's those gestures that could have been considered romantic. And even more than that, the way the others perceived us. I sank my head into my hands. It was all my fault. I was stepping into a world that was beyond my reach. Romantic or otherwise, I should have stayed away. I didn't know my place. Also, she was a commoner. I was greedy and my entire family paid the ultimate price for it. That's bullshit. He slammed his hands down hard on the table. His drink spilled over. Yes? Kane coughed to cover up his surprise, and elegantly dabbed the corner of his mouth with a handkerchief. But Arias did not relent. Kissing the homies goodnight as one does, exactly. Arthur, do you also want to be kissed goodnight? You were not good enough to be with your friend? Do you really buy that? And that was the reason that whatever happened to you happened? I knew you were an idiot, but to this extent? Hey! Orias. Surprisingly, it was Valifar who rebuked him while Seer stepped in between the two of them. I understand your feelings, but there is a kinder way to express them. You really need to be more tactful. Sorry. He looked appropriately abashed for once. I'm surprised at his outburst, but at least it stems from good intentions, right? Exactly, it tore me out. It's okay. I didn't think you would feel so strongly. I do not like people thinking they are lower than anyone else. That's just stupid. But I should not have insulted you like that. I apologize. Aww, Tsun. Dere. He looked down at his feet, and then the mess in front of him. You better hope that doesn't stain, or else you'll be owing me much more than an apology too. The grin on Kane's face forced me to recoil. I wasn't even the one in danger. Arias, how come you're never sorry for all the things you call me? Is it because Lyria is a girl? Oh wow, Arias. Ouch. Valifar had gone over and smacked them each on their heads. He too gets something to clean with before KM's table is destroyed. If you continue to tease him, I fear something worse may happen. He added this under his breath, and shook his head as the two troublemakers marched away to do as told. I went back to Kim, glass in hand, in hopes of another drink. My umbrella lay sadly limp at the bottom. I wished for it to rise again. May I have a refill, Kim? Did you enjoy it? Yes, it was good. I'm very happy to hear so. Are you still feeling steady? Quite so. Then I'll oblige your request, miss. He smiled at my confidence, and topped my drink up again. My little umbrella was floating once more. The desire for another drink was partially because I wanted to forget the memories that had suddenly resurfaced. I did feel a tingle through my body, but I wanted to relax and not think about my past more strongly. While I'm pleased that you are enjoying my concoctions, Valifar will have my hide if you get too drunk. I'll protect you from him. I shall hold you to that. While he was concerned with my alcohol intake, I decided to study his drinking habits instead. I noticed that his sips were slower and more sparse. Kim, do you never become inebriated? That is a good question. I drink more heavily when I'm alone. And why is that? Because I'm afraid of what I would admit when my tongue is loosened. Do you also have things that pain you? Doesn't everyone? Don't we all? Thank you. That is very human-like of you. Kane paused for a short while, stirred his drink in contemplation. Is it really?
To be human is to suffer, right?
Damn.
Now that is quite a dark take. Is suffering simply not a part of life, no matter the kind of being?
Yep. Now what makes a Reaper different from a human?
The way you all approach things, human emotions are much different.
Huh? The pair returned with a few cleaning supplies, and in time to join a conversation, or discussion. But if you also ache, laugh, and desire, then where lies the difference between humans and yourselves? The extent? The things humans do for the desires is something unthinkable for us. Is there nothing you would do anything for? Hi there, Maguka! They all went quiet after that. Have I just given some food for thought, or am I really good at killing conversations? Well, with that in mind, I believe it is time to call it a night. Yep! Oh my god, he just had the cutest yawn ever and he ran away because I gushed over him. Look at you, Lyria. You're unsteady on your feet. No, I'm not. I insisted, but my legs betrayed me once I tried to stand up for another refuel. I'm pleased to see you have enjoyed yourself. Seer beamed brightly, his cheeks a happy flush. It is actually worth the work it takes to get alcohol all the way down here. Time to call it a night. Exactly, and hopefully we can end it with this. You're the best, Seer. Alright, before Seer melts, how about we all head back? Arias was meticulously cleaning Kame's table still, under the man's eagle-eyed glare. After you polish the table. Again. Are you done with the glasses, Stefan? Yes, my liege. The men were flitting about and cleaning everything. It was amazing. I had never seen such helpful guests before. Since Kame is kind enough to host us and make our drinks, we'd like to repay him by leaving the place as it was. Oh no, I haven't helped. This is your first time here, do not worry. He patted me on the arm with a smile. Also, she's unsteady on her legs. She'd probably make it worse. You can help me dry the dishes next time, Lyria. You are my guest. These others are all intruders. I shall remember this. Next time you need someone to finish your paperwork. Except Polyphar. The older man rolled his eyes and tossed a rag at Kame. In the end, Polyphar and Sarah helped me back to my apartment. After making sure I was tucked safely into bed, they took their leave. And so ended another day in my new life. This is a good place to stop. Yeah, we're gonna save. Alright. Yes. Yeah. How did you guys like it so far? It was nice. It was also nice to have the characters question the strange things themselves, or like things that didn't make sense. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's actually another VTuber playing it right now. I want, wait, let me check on them. How long have they been at it? Pre-debut VTuber. A narrator Inc. Demon VTuber specializing in reading stories and playing a variety of games. Professional yapper, come hang out if you're there. You guys, let me also see what else is. Ooh. There's some people collabing which I think are very cool. I haven't watched in a while. You know what? We're gonna raid big streamers. You invested. Let's see if I play it another time. We're gonna raid The person that is to blame that I was temporarily a moth. Right, correct? Correct. There we go. And she's having a collab with porcelain meat. Dome Keeper. I wonder what kind of game that is. Dragon Idol Raid. There we go. And for YouTube, I am gonna send you guys to Savannah Starstruck. I was about to ask. I read the name and thought, Moth? Yes, Moth. The Moth Mummy. The original one. Alright, there we go. YouTube is also set. Right, everyone? Make sure to take care, and I'll see you guys for Friday, where we hopefully don't perish in this Gaia. Make sure to take care, to drink, to eat, and to moisturize. I don't know why I'm trying to make this a punchline. Bye bye, take care. What's it?